And now I'm not saying that we didn't have no crazy rappers back in our day. We had Chuck D and Flavor Flav. Man, Chuck D come on like, hey, let me see in your face, man. Like, 8-track, giving you good to the wood. So now people give me something that reacting to the facts that I get. And to stay around, point to the joint, put your Buddha down. Go on, get to the root. And giving it up. And turn around, news. Come again, I got a story that's harder than the hardcore. What the fuck is Chuck talking about, really, man? Anybody know what Chuck was talking about? Flavor Flav. Flavor, yo, Chuck, man, where's the beat, boy? Flavor Flav, the flavor of love, boy. Let me tell you. Had a show, Flavor of love. Let me tell you something. If you fuck Flavor Flav, you ain't got jungle fever, you got Ebola. Let me tell you something. Flavor Flav is a trip, man. So sometimes, I say sometimes because I do Christian comedy sometimes before I got to Wonderlake. I've been performing in churches about 19 years though. I've been performing in churches about 19 years. And I was doing secular comedy, and it really wasn't until I started, doing Christian comedy that my career started, blossoming and stuff. I went on tour with Minister Warren Sapp, tour with Vicky Winans. Bernie Mac was the first person to put me on stage. Bernie Mac, y'all get up for Bernie Mac. He gave me my start in comedy. I started comedy 20 years ago. He put me on stage maybe 5 minutes. I did about 2.5 minutes, ran out of shit to say. Really interesting, And Bernie Mac was like, man, you run out of shit to say, let's talk about them motherfuckers. Y'all know Bernie. Bernie told me the first time, he got into comedy, he told me how he got started. He said he had, no job, he was unemployed, so he just went trying to find a job. He went to this woman's clothing store. And he was like, ma'am, I need a job. I do anything. So the woman said, I ain't really got nothing for you to do. He said, ma'am, I need a job. I do anything with sucking you. She said, well, I'll tell you what, the only thing I got for you is this broom. You can sweep the floor. He said, well, give me that broom. I'll sweep the floor. That's cool. I'm sweeping the floor. So she said, okay, I'll give you this job sweeping the floor. But I'll tell you one thing. You look behind this curtain one time, you're fired. He said, I ain't got time to leave looking behind no curtain. I'm sweeping the floor because I need a job. So she said, this is for my information anyway. What's behind the curtain? And she said, well, that's where the women change their clothes at. She said, I ain't got time to look out for them, looking out for the women. I'm sweeping the floor. I'm doing this thing, So when he lost that job, he went down to the comedy club. Yeah, Bernie Mac got started. So I've been doing, like I said, my DJ over here. Let's see, I've been doing Christian comedy 19 years. I've been performing in churches. I do church comedy because church folks are funny folks. You know that? Church folks are some funny folks. You ever been in church on Sunday and the pastor really don't seem prepared with what he gonna do? You ever know that when he do a sermon, he don't know what he gonna talk about? He be like, but see, God said, you be like, well, what did he say? Yeah, they're talking about, I wish I had some help this morning. I wish you had some help too. The game finna come on, man. Who you got to watch in church? You got to watch young folks in church. You got to watch young folks in church. Because they be praying right for a minute, and they'll make a left on it. They'll be up there, they'll be like, God, I just want you to teach me how to be faithful. Just teach me how to be faithful. Teach me how to pray. Just teach me how to do your will. And Jesus, teach me how to do it. paid 2 fucking checks. I'm the DJ and the fucking headliner. What kind of shit is this here? Well, we let me get my notes, next joke set the fuck up. That ain't it. Alright, cool. Alright, cool. So. Y'all know for my DJ again, I was just playing. DJ Kid for free. DJ Kid for free. So, you know. Being an entertainer, you know, a lot of times they think, you know, entertainers, you know, when you get into business, they think you just, you know, mess with girls and sleep around. You know, it really ain't like that, though. You know, you might be like that the first couple of years of the year, but see, after you start getting knowing that it gets old really, really quickly. You know, you got to watch yourself nowadays, because there's a lot of madness going around. It's not like it used to be. You know, nowadays, they got sexual diseases going around, you know. They do. Remember back in the day when you caught the sexual diseases, got a little burning, went to the doctor, got that cleared right up. After that, you know, something else happened, you know, little worse, you know. Nowadays, this going straight to dying, ain't you? And it's fast, too. You ain't gonna make it out the house. You ain't gonna make it to your car. You just gonna walk around the house like, man, I tore that shit up, man. You gotta watch yourself. It's crazy. Ladies, y'all like to be romanced? Yeah. Y'all like to be romanced, ladies? Yeah. Can I do something for the ladies? Woohoo! Yeah. I know it's more than 3 females. Can I do something for the ladies? So, imagine you sitting in your favorite restaurant, much like the Lizard Lounge. And a handsome, half Italian, elder barge looking brother walks up to you. What's funny? That ain't the joke. So he walks up to you, ladies, and he says something to you like this. If I can get it. He says something like this, ladies. You must like romancing. How would you like to wind up alone? I'd like to take you dancing. Ain't number 80 out, who the fuck y'all gonna tell? Yeah, so, let me see. You know, another thing, like I said, I recently got back to Chicago. Since I've been gone, you know, I found out that, you know, there's a lot of local talent in Chicago. It really is. You got Jennifer Hudson and all these people. There's a lot of local talent right here in Chicago. And, you know, and I found that out by accident, actually, the other night, because I wrote the L. It's two guys. They get on there and they rap for money. It's always two of them, and they always named after food, right? Pork and chop, beans and rice, chicken and wing, leg and lamb, and shit like that, right? So I was on there one time, dude brought himself a beatboxer. Only had one beat. From 95th Street all the way downtown. My man was on there like, books, 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 books. So I didn't even know the words. Books, 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 all the way downtown. They tell me he wanted a handout for this shit. Tell me, we don't rob, steal, kill, or none of that. But we do accept donations in my hat. Just a little something to help me and my crew. Nickel down, penny quarter, and food stamps too, y'all. I'm like, I got some food stamps. What makes you think I can afford to give them to you, right? So I tried to play him off, man. I ain't got no change. All I got is a 50. He started, hold on, I got change. I'm like, you got change for a 50 just for rapping on the L? Man, that's kind of cool. Come on. Books. Books. I'm gonna tell y'all this last little story. Oh, let me get this out the way before I go. I got CDs for sale at $10. Now, this money from the proceeds of the sales, it don't go to me like exactly. What it is, I do a prison tour because I told you I do gospel comedy most of the time. I do prison shows. What we do is we go to the prisons. We've done Stateville, we've done Danville Correctional Center. We've done, yes man, Statesville, where the Blues Brothers was. We went in there, and what we do is we perform for the inmates for free. See, what it is, the comedy though, is just a vehicle to get us into the prison. After all four of us as 4 BET comedians, after we get in and we perform, we have a pastor come up and he delivers the word to the inmates. And this money here, it's a free program. This money here goes to transportation and hotel. We perform all over the country. So if you want to support that program, it's called Thou Shalt Laugh. If you're interested, that's where this money goes to. Let me tell you this last story if I got it. This is a story of Jesus in the corner. Jesus in the corner. So it was 3 old men. They're all old, 90 years old. They're all bent over. They all walk with a cane. So the first old man, he hobbles up to the counter. He says, "My son, can I get a glass of lemonade?" So the server gives him this glass of lemonade, and the man looks over. He said, "Is that Jesus in the corner?" So he said, "Yes, son, that's Jesus in the corner." He said, "Send Jesus a glass of lemonade on me." Second old man, he walks in. He said, "My son, can I get a glass of water?" The server gives him his glass of water. He looks over and he said, "Hey, is that Jesus in the corner?" So he said, "Yes, sir, that's Jesus in the corner." He said, "Send Jesus a glass of water on me." Third old man, he walks in the corner. So the restaurant, same thing. He said, "Let me get a glass of sweet tea." He looks over, "Is that Jesus in the corner?" He said, "Yeah, that's Jesus in the corner. Send Jesus a glass of sweet tea on me." So after Jesus had finished all 3 of the drinks, he gets up, he walks over to the first old man. He said, "My son, for your kindness, for the lemonade, you are now healed. You don't have to walk bent over with a cane anymore." The old man throws down his cane, he's feeling good. He stands up straight. Jesus walks over to the second old man. He said, "My son, for your kindness, for a glass of water, you are now healed. You don't have to walk bent over with a cane anymore." Old man throws his cane down, he stands up straight, he dances and everything. He on the roll, right? Jesus walks over to the third old man, and he's just about to put his hand on him. He's just about to put his hand on him, and the old man said, "Oh, Jesus, don't touch